What's up, guys? Welcome to Fraggle Rock matchup number 4. 4, 4, 4. Anyways, we got Team Dirtfall versus Team Get Some. And what looks to be should be a really solid matchup. I mean, ESPN has it projected to be a 106-103 affair. You know, I think despite the bye weeks, I think they might be actually pretty close. Matchups are pretty good. No one hasn't really been affected by the byes, with the exception of maybe Team Dirtfall, who's got DT and JT on the bench. But I got a strong feeling that he's still he found a bye week replacement and that's gonna do it up pretty good. We'll get into that a little bit more. But what's up, guys? Miss you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. But let's get into it. Team Dirtfall has Aaron Rodgers, Matt Forte, and DMC, Darren McFadden. Pretty favorable matchup with the running backs against Green Bay and Miami. Chicago, that secondary has been a little surprised. I know I said it in another video, matchup number 5, that secondary is still questionable, but surprisingly, Kyle Fuller's been everywhere, and he's really stepped in. And the way Aaron Rodgers played against Detroit last week, he still got the win, but it's still, I don't remember who got the win. Packers or Lions? Who really cares? It's the Packers and Lions. You Bear fans would know. But Aaron Rodgers against Chicago, I think he's always played well in Chicago. I'm sure all you Bear fans remember him pretty much killing your guys' playoff chances last year. Sorry about that. That sucks. But Aaron Rodgers against Chicago, give him 18 points. Certainly, that's much needed and much help for this matchup between you and Get Some, Dirtfall. Forte and Run DMC. Never been high on Darren McFadden, but obviously he's the second back to that of MJD, and now that MJD is out or injured or not playing, you got DMC making it through against Miami, which Miami's defense has been, reasonably solid. They're strong, and it's Oakland, and they're playing at home. So I gotta believe that Rum DC will put up some numbers, but not double digits. I think he gets 9 points. Because David Carr is going to try and throw as much as he can against that Miami defense. Matt Forte against Green Bay, I think he's still the focal point of the offense. I don't know where he's been. He hasn't been used as much, especially this past week. Give Matt Forte against Green Bay. I think give him a breakout game this week. Give him 13 points. I think he gets double digits, and I think they incorporate him more after seeing past game tapes that Forte hasn't been in. Team Get Some has my boy Andrew Luck, DeMarco Murray, and Frank Gore. All good matchups at the running back spot. Andrew Luck against that Tennessee defense. Tennessee is still stout. They're still strong. They're still good. But Andrew Luck is Andrew Luck. He'll make nothing out of something. He'll make lemonade out of lemons. You name it, any other, he can do it. He's right now ranked number 1 fantasy quarterback in the league right now. And he's just been doing it all by himself. I mean, doing what he can to carry the team on his back. So, like that you're starting him, and instead of Matt Ryan, it's Tennessee may be number 2 against the defense, against the quarterbacks in fantasy. But I gotta believe Andrew Luck playing at home does really well. Andrew Luck, give him 21 points because he's gonna have to carry them on their back again. And if a running game's going well, it's going to bode well for Andrew Luck. DeMarco Murray and Frank Gore. Great matchups against New Orleans, especially at home on that field in Arlington. Murray's been so consistent. He's been putting up solid numbers in the past 3 weeks. Give him another 18 points. Frank Gore in Philly. I think you expect a high-scoring game here. And Frank Gore is due for a huge and monster game. I like Frank Gore putting up 21 points as well. That's big numbers by your 2 running backs, and I think that's pretty much going to carry you the rest of the way for this. You're going to need them to carry you for this matchup against Team Dirtfall. In your flex, you've got Julian Edelman, Andre Johnson, and Brandon Marshall. Reasonable matchups. KC has been decimated. Patriots have got to figure out how to get back into their everyday self. Tom Brady He's not playing the way he should be playing, how everyone knows. And Julian Edelman, he's the focal point. He is the guy they throw to all the time. He's the Wes Welker of the current regime. So Edelman, give him 11 points. Andre Johnson and B. Marsh. Assuming Marshall is healthy, and right now he's got a questionable tag, and we'll see how that goes. But I gotta believe that he will play. I know he was held out this past week, and it was a tough one against the Jets and all. But B. Marsh, if he plays, they'll target him, but I think he's going to be more of a presence to kind of have other coverages take away from Alshon Jeffrey and Martellus Bennett. So B. Marsh, give him 8 points, which would be reasonable for somebody who's got the questionable tag, and check that on Sunday morning to see if he's playing or not. Andre Johnson with Ryan Fitz against Buffalo. That Buffalo defense has been solid. They've been really, really good this year, they've been doing well. Andre Johnson against Buffalo, give him 11 points, give him double digits. For Team Dirchfall, you've got Chris Ivory in the flex, Pierre Garçon, and Cecil Shorts. Cecil Shorts is healthy now. He's coming back. He was out for a couple of games, and now hopefully him and Blake Bortles will have a good rapport with each other. This past week, Blake has been able to play with the first team and practice with the first team, so that should help, a little bit of chemistry, and hopefully, it bodes well for you. But Cesar Shorts against San Diego. San Diego played well against Seattle, so I don't know how that's going to be, but I do know that it's Jacksonville, and you can't expect much from a rookie quarterback, especially his first start. I'd be surprised if he does very well, but I don't expect that to happen. Most rookie quarterbacks who start their first start in the NFL usually don't play as strong because they start playing a very conservative game and don't take chances. So Cecil Shorts, give him 6 points. Chris Ivory at the flex against Detroit. Chris Ivory and Chris Johnson, that's a two-headed monster right there, and depending on how many carries he gets, he looked good against the Bears. Chris Ivory ran well, busted through a couple of tackles and everything. I think he gets double digits, and I think he gets 13 points. 70 yards and a touchdown. Not bad. Pierre Garçon against that Giants secondary. The Giants defense hasn't been all that great. They've been playing suspect and everything. And, you got Kirk Cousins coming back, really doing well over the last few games. But I got the strong feeling that the sophomore or junior Wolves, I think it's his second year or third year for Kirk Cousins, but the Wolves come back and, he has one bad game. I think anyway, just my opinion. I don't know where this is coming from. It's a really gut feeling. And Pierre Garçon is not going to be as targeted as much. Unfortunately, sorry, Team Dirchfall, but I think Garçon only gets 2 points. Just saying. Something that intuition, guess you could say. At tight ends, you've got Larry Dono, an unknown. You got to find someone to pick up and everything because of Julius Thomas being out on a bye week and everything. And got this funny feeling that Eli Manning is going to throw into his tight end a lot. I mean, a lot. If he wasn't picked up in most fantasy leagues, I'm sure he's going to be picked up now. But that Washington defense tried holding their receivers in check as much as they could, but they couldn't do anything under route. That's what I think is going to happen, and what probably will happen. Big game from Larry Dono, puts up obscene, crazy numbers at 23 points. Not a bad start, I would say, if you start him, which you have, and so we'll see how that goes. Owen Daniels at tight end for you, team gets some. Jordan Cameron on a bye week, and I needed to pick somebody up with the Pitter going out for the season. Flacco, never been a big fan of him as a quarterback, and I gotta believe that Flacco goes to Owen Daniels a handful of times against that Carolina defense. But the Carolina defense is looking to prove themselves back because they haven't done all that well against their past opponents, and they've had really down games on the defense. Owen Daniels, give him 9 points. You got the Texans defense, Brad against Buffalo, and then team gets, and you got Falcons defense against Minnesota. I like the Falcons defense to do well against Minnesota. Texans defense, they were suspect against the Giants last week, and against Buffalo and their running attack, and I think that that's going to be a tough matchup. But Bengals defense were on a bye, so you had to pick up somebody. So hopefully it's okay. In this matchup, I really like Team Getsum. I think Team Getsum pulls it away, and the scores are very similar, but I think it's the opposite. ESPN had Dershfall to win. I've got Team Getsum to win 110 to 105. Have a good weekend, guys. Happy Sunday football and happy fantasy, and we'll see everybody soon. Bye.